Hello. Dave and I, we are making a video together, and Dave, he is taking a nap, and he says that's okay, Nicola can make a soft-spoken video because that makes me feel comfortable and relaxed, and that makes me feel real cozy, and then I can sleep and dream about all the animals out there in the garden, the squirrels and the chipmunks, and Paul is feeding the western gray squirrels with bird food, and that's very nice. And Dave, he took a shower yesterday and he was very patient, and he just stood there and he really enjoyed the warm water on him. That was so much fun. And for all people out there with basset hounds are big babies. They are big short babies. And those big short babies, they like to sleep in bed, and they like to sleep on the couch with a nice clean baby blanket on them, everything clean, clean sheets and clean people friends and clean clothes and clean bedding. And so he sleeps either with Paul, under Paul's blanket with him. Paul has his arm around him, or he sleeps in my bed with me under my blanket and with me having my arm around him or my hand on his hips and petting him gently. And he likes that. He likes to snuggle first, and then later, when he gets tired, he goes more towards towards the foot end. That's what he does himself. That's just his individual choice. So I let him sleep wherever he wants to sleep on the bed, and he chooses to sleep more towards my legs, with his butt towards my face and his muzzle towards the back end of the bed. So that's what he likes to do, and that's what all the Great Danes like to do too. Every dog I ever had in my life loved to put his butt towards my face and with his muzzle and feet stretched out towards the foot end of the bed. So that's what they like to do, and that's what makes them feel very comfortable. You see, has his butt towards me and the head towards the other end, and that's what he likes. He likes that cozy with me having my hand on him like this. Makes him feel very safe. So I recommend that to all people, particularly with the basset babies. They need to sleep in bed with you, but all dogs need to sleep in bed with us. Okay, it's very important. And some people, they may not have large enough beds, so if they have a very large dog like a Great Dane, they can get an extra queen size bed and put that extra bed next to their bed with just a foot or 2 feet gap in between, so that the dog knows that you are there and that you're sleeping next to him. Okay? Because dogs feel the safest when they sleep in bed with you or right next to you. It's very important. Next to you on another mattress. And it's very important to keep dogs covered, particularly short-haired dogs need to be covered with baby blankets, and depending on the temperature of the room, if you like to have 60 degrees, you have to have a double blanket like this one. This is a double baby blanket. And when you have 70 degrees, you use one fleece layer blanket. And 80 degrees doesn't require any blankets. So if you live in a tropical zone, of course, you don't need any blankets, but the dog should still sleep next to you. It's very important. So that's what I wanted to make this video about. That is very, very, very important. And to wash, to keep washing your animals with organic soap and all natural shampoo, and if the dogs have fleas, you can prepare a mixture of, in a little bucket, you can mix water with shampoo and diatomaceous earth, 1 cup of diatomaceous earth powder, and a couple of tablespoons of sodium bicarbonate, and mix that all together, and then use like a dog washing mitten or something, and then soak that mitten and wash the whole dog, wipe the whole dog with a whole lot of that stuff all over the dog, and do that and massage that in for a long time, and then in the end pour the rest of the solution over the dog, all over the dog, and massage that in, and then rinse out very thoroughly. Okay, and I think that will be very helpful. That will get rid of the fleas. And so for people who have real severe flea problems, we recommend to use borax, which is also a natural sedimentation of earth. Borax powder comes out of Death Valley, and it's a very wonderful material if it's in its natural form, natural borax sedimentation, and it's also white. It's an alkaline sedimentation, and they grind that into a powder, and you can use that you can sprinkle that on the rug. That is not so bad on the lungs. The diatomaceous earth in its powdered form is a little irritating for the lungs, so that should only be used on rug or on the dog if there is a real severe flea infestation. Then that should be used, and it should be be combed into the rug and massaged into the dog's coat, and left in for a couple of hours, and then shower out. But borax is milder, and borax also gets rid of fleas and also gets rid of ants. So diatomaceous earth and borax, they get rid of very small insects like fleas, ticks, and ants, and so also cockroaches. I think it gets rid of cockroaches too. And what happens is it pierces into the exoskeleton and it dries out the insects, and it does not affect larger animals. So it does not even affect earthworms. Earthworms have a thicker skin, literally, like Donald Trump. And yeah, earthworms are very important animals to have. There are recycling system. Never use poison or anything. So I highly recommend, if there's any kind of problem, then diatomaceous earth and borax, they take really good care of it. And also keep washing your animals, frequently. It's important, at least like once a month, gently washing and good rinsing very well. And then also making a cream with diatomaceous earth, olive oil, soy wax, and maybe some essential oils of rosemary. And we can dip a paper towel into that cream, and then we gently rub that paper towel into on the inside of the ears and gently massage the ears out with that stuff. That's very, very good. The dogs love it. Feels so good. And it gets rid of any kind of ear mites or ear infection or anything that is bothering the dog inside of the ear. So I highly recommend that. I'll talk about it later more. Take care. Bye bye.